Hollywood's biggest stars turned out for the 2026 Golden Globes, and while many of them looked fabulous walking that red carpet, some, well, didn't. Hailey Kalil's purple drop-waist gown was definitely a head-turner on this year's Golden Globes red carpet, but not for good reason. Between the bold hue, sparkles, asymmetry, full skirt, and detached sleeves, her dress just had way too much going on. And the worst of these many unfortunate details was definitely the strange sculptural neckline. The two spikes on either side of the top of Kalil's dress looked like some kind of weapon, giving off a vibe that was less magnificent and more maleficent. Coco Chanel once said that you should always take off one accessory before leaving the house. In this case, though, Snoop Dogg should have left that suit jacket behind. His black suit had red detailing that made it look like he had a red jacket poking out from underneath a black one, resulting in an overload of buttons and an overall distracting look. Paired with his sunglasses, his ensemble didn't look quite as cool as Snoop probably thought it did. Thanks to her work in The White Lotus, Aimee Lou Wood scored a Best Supporting Female Actor nomination at the 2026 Golden Globes.
Ooh, I don't mean to complain, but that's not very much.
Sadly, though, her choice of outfit for the evening didn't quite match the power of her performance. Wood's brown-on-brown color palette failed to make her pop, and the dress totally threw off her proportion. The way the skirt jutted out at her hips, paired with the neckline's odd placement, made her torso appear extra short too, which distracted from the overall look. We loved seeing Natasha Rothwell in The White Lotus, but we did not love seeing her in this dress. Between the gathering and all that volume, Rothwell looked swallowed up by white fabric. And sure, we've all feared for our lives while trying to get our duvet cover on straight at some point or another, but that doesn't mean you need to wear it on the red carpet. An all-black fit is usually a safe bet when walking the red carpet, but Odessa A'zion still managed to turn her color palette, or lack thereof, into something totally wild.
What am I bringing?
She paired black trousers with what looked like a big, furry black jacket and satinish black gloves. No two of these three elements worked together, however, resulting in a total clash of vibes. Selena Gomez has had plenty of unforgettable red carpet moments over the years, and it seems she's done it again, for all the wrong reasons. Gomez channeled Hollywood glamour with her hair and makeup at the 2026 Golden Globes, and most of her dress was a simple, black, body-hugging look. Around the neckline, though, the dress had a big, white, fluffy, off-the-shoulder detail, which overwhelmed the star's otherwise sleek outfit. Amelia Gray was certainly sparkly on the red carpet at the 2026 Golden Globes. From the waist down, her sparkly gown was perfectly festive and red carpet ready. From the waist up, though, there was way too much going on. She wore a big cutout in the center, a stacked silver necklace, and what you can only describe as an interesting design across the bust. Anyone else think that kind of looks like two skeleton fish kissing? No? All right then. Despite being dressed in all gold, Parker Posey didn't look like she was dressed quite right for the Golden Globes. Instead, it looked like she hit the red carpet fully prepared to do a Beauty and the Beast cosplay. Between the crumb catcher neckline, the full skirt, the gloves, and all those ruffles, it was hard to know quite where to look with this outfit. In this case, less certainly would have been more. There's nothing wrong about repurposing and upcycling in fashion, of course, but this might be taking things a bit too far. Chase Infiniti's Golden Globes look had an interesting concept, sure, but the sculptural mirrored element was too exaggerated, and Chase ended up lost in it. Instead, we would have loved to see her in a dress that was made entirely of the black fabric that was used for the train. Is there a more classic color palette than black and white? Perhaps not. And yet Charli XCX has found a way to make it anything but classic looking. Her black, furry, off-the-shoulder bodice looked like something out of a horror movie, and pairing it with a big black bow and a long white skirt didn't help things either. Overall, her look just felt like one big mess. Miley Cyrus was practically unrecognizable on the 2026 Golden Globes red carpet. Her sleeve details looked like wings attached to her sequin-covered gown, and they didn't look quite right with the sparkly material. To make matters worse, Cyrus wore her hair down and undone and accessorized with dark sunglasses, which made her whole ensemble feel even more mismatched than it already was. Even when a star makes it to the worst dressed list, you can usually see what they were going for. With Molly Sim's pink flamingo look, however, we're totally lost. Her textured pale pink dress would have been a typical form-fitting evening gown, but for some reason, she decided to wear a big ball of feathers around the hip area. Not only did this create a bizarre silhouette, but it came off looking just plain odd. Pearls are always a classic choice, but if anyone was wondering if there's a wrong way to wear them, Ginnifer Goodwin was kind enough to give us a demonstration. The color and sheen of her long-sleeve, high-neck dress weren't working here, but it was what was on top of the fabric that really landed her on the worst dressed list. More than anything, the pearls of different sizes kind of just made it look like she accidentally got something all over her dress, which probably wasn't the effect Goodwin was going for. Revealing red carpet outfits are hardly new to the Hollywood scene, yet Mary Beth Barone's cleavage-bearing dress was still a bit too over the top. Something about the massive cutout, paired with the body-hugging silhouette, made her dress look more appropriate for a night out at the club than for an evening at the Golden Globes.